Dave DeYoung, Kevin Reagan, Sean Holder are our officials as Aliou Cisse and Manny Smith for Bridgeport and DU respectively jump it off. And it's won by Cisse and the Purple Knights. They go left to right with speed as always. Caleb Jacobs around the screen from Traore. Pocket feed back to Traore, who floats it over the front rim and in. The 6'7", 250-pound senior forward. DU, nowhere to go, trying to get it in, barely beat the 5-second violation. Now the Chargers get it across the pressure. Moorish, deep three on the first possession. Too strong and to hit the treetop wire afterwards. These are two teams that play a very similar style of basketball. The up and down, the 40 minutes of full court pressure, the run and gun 8-second possessions. Who's going to outdo the other in their own style of play today? 2-0 Knights lead. 50 seconds in. They go with Nick Trail, Caleb Jacobs, Aliou Cisse, Jason Handy, and Amadou Traore in the starting lineup. And Traore, a couple of early buckets. First at the rim, that one on the jump shot, and it's 4-0 Purple Knights. As UB wears the all-black tops and bottoms, purple accents, purple numbers and letters in white trim. Honis down the lane, the reverse layup is clean, and the Chargers are on the board. UB pushing off the make. Tight roping underneath was Trailer. He thought so at least, but he stepped out of bounds. That's a UB turnover. As quick, as fast-paced as Bridgeport goes, they can struggle to hold on to the basketball. Nobody at the Division II level has turned it over more times this year than the UB Purple Knights. Something to look out for. Moorish down the lane, floats with the left, off back iron, no. Rebound batted out of bounds. Off of Trail and the Purple Knights. As we look at DU's starting five that has found some familiarity late here in the season. Jaden Honis, Chance Moorish, Isaiah Honis, Elijah Peters, the freshman, and Manny Smith. Smith, the lone Charger, to start every game this year. Hands it off into the gut of Jaden Honis. Doubled on the right elbow, works his way down low. High floater, missed short. And Traore with the box out and the rebound. Quickly finds Trail, now Jacobs on the right wing. Long two from the lefty. Jacobs is pure. So 3 made 2-point field goals already as Honis is driving. Tripped up on his way to the rack. And Honis a little shaken up. The foul goes against Jacobs, the senior guard from Harlem. His first, the team's first. And Jaden Honis will go to the line for 2. Jaden Honis at the line. This one's going to go fast. Don't blink at home. Up and down in the early opening possessions as Jaden Honis hits free throw number 1, a 79% free thrower on the year who's taken well over 100 of them. And the Chargers leading scorer, 2 of 2 at the stripe. 6-4 Knights lead, 2 minutes in. The Chargers, we're going to go with some zone pressure here. Jacobs has it across midcourt. Purple Knights working into the short corner for Traore. Trying to back down Smith, who's got the weight advantage on. Works baseline. Wraparound feed leads to a short quarter jumper that misses short. Offensive rebound, Traore. And he gets the loose change. 6 quick points for Amadou Traore, who only averages 6 points, 5 boards a game this year. Smith has it at the free throw line. Shifting, goes to his left. Well short on the jumper. Wanted a foul, won't get it. And one and gun goes DU. Full head of steam the other way. Jacobs stripped on the way up. Goes out of bounds off the Chargers, and DU's going to make a substitution. We saw this over the last couple of games. Oh, I thought we were going 2 big lineups. Smith is going to come out, and they're going to go with the 6'8", 235-pound Tyler Edor to match up a little more with Traore. 8-4 Knights lead. Traore comes up to set the screen for Jacobs, who rolls offhand right, pulls up right elbow, jumper, bounces long. Offensive rebound was there for Jason Handy, but he stepped out of bounds trying to turn out of the corner. Here comes the UB platoon swap. 5 in, 5 out for head coach Crunch Sonati. Justin Hendrick, Gabe Charleston, Michelle Daishmia into the game. Josh Dash and Jason Itopai. Isaiah Honis with his first offensive touch dances his way across midcourt and gives it to his brother Jaden. Pass goes at the feet of Peters, but he controls. Now up top, Edor. One arm back to Peters. Elijah Peters driving into traffic, into contact, he hits. Fourth start of the year for Peters, the freshman regular for Joe Clinton's crew this year. Makes it a one-possession game. Deyushmie trapped in the corner on the double, gets it away. Up top for Justin Hendrick. Drives left lane, pocket pass underneath. One power dribble, but too strong on the layup was Itopaye. Offensive rebound, Bridgeport, and a foul on the floor drawn by Gabe Charleston. Couple of true bigs. First Triore, now Itopaye. The Chargers are going to have to match up with. Inbound goes to the block. Charleston spinning. The elbow fall away is pure. For as high a scoring offense as Bridgeport is, they do a lot of it from inside the perimeter. Not a very good three-point shooting team, 10th in the CAC at just 31%. Dominican breaks the pressure. Moorish skip feed, Jaden Honis, 3 in front of the Bridgeport bench, missed short, and the rebound run down in full sprint by Justin Hendrick. He and Daishmie play catch in the backcourt. Now Hendrick across the timeline. Goes for Charlestown. Now Daimiche. Calling for the screen from Itopaye. Good two-man game. Itopaye underneath, hits the bunny. Been too easy offensively for Bridgeport so far. Chargers trying to take advantage of beating the pressure. Honis underneath, Edor off the window and in, too easy. As two Purple Knights hit the deck. Itopaye and Daimiche. Bridgeport throws it away in the backcourt. A miscommunication between the three guards. And now Joe Clinton and the Chargers will go into their bench. Juels Dickerson, Josh White, Bam Maynard, Coy Kirk Jr. in. Edor stays. So we've seen 10 guys aside, not yet 5 minutes in. 15-19 to go in the first. Purple Knights lead at 12-8. With this baseline out of bounds for DU. Bridgeport will make a substitution as well. Charleston had come out accidentally, I believe, and they'll put him back in for Malachi Delgado. Charleston, Dash, Hendrick, Daishmie, and Itopaye out there for Crunch Sonati's crew. Taking care of some moisture on the ground under the rim as the crowd continues to file in. Sunday night hoops in the Hennessy Center at a chance at first place in the conference for the Chargers if they can win. Dickerson has it on the perimeter at 7 points off the bench last time out for DU. They work to Kirk in the corner. Tough take to the rim, left hand, right side, no. The follow not there for Edor. Third chance, no. Fourth chance, no. Finally, Edor puts it in, plus the foul, and Tyler Edor playing like a true big fella. A chance at 3 the old-fashioned way. 9 points, 2 boards in the win on Tuesday for Edor, whose production has grown game in and game out here in the back half of the year. He's strong on the free throw, so it remains a 2-point game. 12-10 Purple Knights lead, 5 minutes in. Charleston, float pass, air-mailed Hendrick, and another Purple Knight turnover. And here comes 5 new faces, or not all new, but 5 different faces than the ones that were on the floor. It was a very quick breather for many of the starters. Cisse, Jacobs, Trail back in, Delgado actually in this time, and then Traore, who was dominant over his first couple touches. Chargers pass their way through the pressure. They go to Edor at the top of the key. Draws the extended defense from Traore. Edor can shoot it from long range. White, no-look feed for Dickerson. He drives right side. Spinning short corner. Kicks it up top for Maynard underneath. Kirk, the pump, up through contact, can't hit. Tip drill on the rebound. Hot potato. And it's Caleb Jacobs who comes out of the pile-up with it. Finding Trail. Skip feed near side. Delgado, he pumps, steps inside the arc. Elbow jumper is too strong. Rebound pulled in by Dickerson, and Josh White waving that right arm like a third base coach. Get on your horse, he says. 14-10 to go in the half. Edor with it straight away. He lets it fly for three. It rattles out. And one-arming the rebound is Trail. Trail, one of the better passers in the CAC. Second in assists per game each of the last 2 years. He'll take a deep three. Can't hit. Edor had the rebound for a moment. It's stripped. White trying to recover. He's on the deck. Jacobs and Trail diving over it as well. Bridgeport's got it. Cisse kicks out for Delgado. They go short corner. Traore. First matchup on Edor. The fall away off one leg. Couldn't hit the Dirk-esque shot. And the Chargers with a 3-on-2 the other way. Kirk being sealed away by Tyler Edor. It was parted seas for Coy Kirk Jr. down the lane. And we're tied at 12. When will the Knights try and get some touches for Aliou Cisse? Second in the conference, better than 20 points a game. We've got an illegal screen up top. Amadou Traore leaned out the shoulder and commits the foul, and Traore will sit. His first, the team's third. Jason Idopaye back in, the graduate student transfer from New Haven. On his third school, 2 years at Fairfield, Division I, 2 years in New Haven, and now here with the Purple Knights as White forces his way up the floor, defended 94 feet by Malachi Delgado. The wraparound for Kirk, works it right elbow, elevates over Jacobs and hits. Kirk has really found a home kind of as that top scorer from the bench unit at 15 in the win against Bloomfield off the bench. Dickerson pokes it away. Out of bounds. Nearly pickpocketed. Caleb Jacobs there in the corner. 14-12, Chargers lead. 7 minutes and change in. Cisse's got it in the short corner off the inbound, defended by Kirk. And a foul on the first step drive. Aliou Cisse, transfer from Trinity Valley Community College, where over 2 years he averaged just 6 points per game, steps foot in the CAC, and just became a prolific scorer. They inbound it to him on the block, goes up quickly and hits, and Cisse's on the board. Coming off a 27-point performance in the win against Caldwell. Maynard and Dickerson break the pressure. One arm feed for Kirk. With his toes on the line, he'll put it on the deck and drive. Kirk spins out from the keyhole, finding Maynard up top. He's got Cisse on him. He goes away to White. White on the left wing now with still 12 on the timer. Goes to Kirk at the left elbow. Swings right, spins over that shoulder, and finishes over the defense. Nobody's stopping Coy Kirk Jr. from getting to his spot right now. Trail, driving, shuffles underneath. Bridgeport didn't like their look. Idopaye tried to pass over the middle. It's taken away by Kirk. White and Kirk, two-man game. Kirk down the lane, high off the glass with the left, can't hit. And a fight for the loose ball underneath is punched out of bounds by Edor. Edor will get a breather now. Manny Smith back in. Crunch Sonati will counter with Trail. And the game of chess continues. Moorish and the Honis brothers to follow. So the starting five minus Peters. We've got Kirk out there with the Honis brothers, Smith and Moorish for DU, who leads 16-14. Trail, Jacobs, and Handy in the backcourt to beat the pressure. trail narrowly does. Swings across the top of the arc for Cisse. Driving right, long two, fadeaway, cash. Dangerous feed, barely got to Isaiah Honis, who slings it across midcourt to Kirk, who will find the guards. Morris dribbles with the left, directs with the right. 4 strides behind the three-point line. Works near side of the floor for Jaden Honis. Jaden drives baseline pocket feed. Manny stripped on the way up. It stays in play for Jacobs and the Purple Knights. Quick ball movement here. Handy underneath. Found Cisse, who missed the layup. Got his own rebound and is fouled on the follow. There were no touches for Aliou Cisse over the first, 4 minutes. It has been all touches for Aliou Cisse over the last 3. Chance at the line to retake the lead for Bridgeport. Cisse attempting his 150th free throw of the year right here, and he hits. Just a 60% free thrower this year. Just kind of on pace with what Bridgeport does. They are 64% as a team. Chargers 64.8%. Cisse goes 1 of 2, but a huge offensive rebound by Trail, who then traveled with it, trying to escape the trap. So 6 offensive rebounds for Bridgeport, but 7 turnovers. Smith up top, dribble handoff to his right with Coy Kirk Jr. Picks up the dribble after just 1 and goes to Morris. Pounding his chest with the right to signal the play call. Clears out Kirk. Smith on the slip screen. Morris driving left hand right side off the window and in for Chance Morris. Bridgeport pushing on the break. It's Cisse blocked from behind by Manny Smith. Offensive rebound, Ida Paye. And he gives it to Jacobs in the short corner. Double teamed. Over to Handy. Blocked on the way up by Coy Kirk Jr. Hot potato. He can't take it down. And Bridgeport has a third life. The rim protection is there. But can you vacuum up the rebounds if you're DU? To Jacobs. Fall away from the baseline. No. Offensive rebound, a rim stuff, and a foul. Anita Paye is going to the line for 2. We mentioned off the top, these two teams have a lot of similarities in which the way they go about scoring the basketball and running their offense. But there are a few distinct differences in the other parts of the game. You look for the Chargers, one of the best ball security teams. They can stretch the floor a little bit more. They play a little bit stronger defense. But for Bridgeport, they have the equalizer in. They are the second best rebounding team in the nation. They're part of the game, the Chargers are middle of the pack in their own conference. Honis up ahead, fouled from behind. So he was sideswiped. Caleb Jacobs whistled for the foul, his second, the team's 4th. So we've crossed over the midway point of the period, and we'll get a non-platoon swap here by Crunch Sonati. Jacobs is going to have to sit with 2 personal fouls. Justin Hendrick in. A graduate student guard, another transfer from New Haven on this team. Began his career at Niagara Community College, where he was a JUCO All-American, averaging 17 a game. Honis and Kirk, 2-man game. Kirk finds Smith, who rises and flushes it down. Chargers up 20-19 as Cisse turns it over, looking to score before he caught the pass. That's turnover number 8 by UB, and Crunch Sonati is going to take a timeout. Everyone's as exhausted watching as they are playing right now. You think this has been up and down, fast-paced game with bodies flying all over the place. Chargers 20, Knights 19, 9:39 to go in the first when we return. Welcome back inside the Hennessy Center out of the Bridgeport timeout. Jacob Kronberg here on the CACC Network. The Chargers with the ball up 20-19. In a game between the two highest scoring offenses in the Central Atlantic Collegiate Conference. We're halfway through the first half of basketball without a made three, but offense is still plentiful. Honis posting up in the keyhole. They got it to him. Step back on Cisse. And the follow away not there. Another one-and-done possession forced by Bridgeport rebounding-wise. Here's Trail. One missed dribble and forced to set it up with Cisse. Quick change of direction. Cisse down the lane. High off the window. No. Ida Paye can't corral the offensive rebound, but Jaden Honis the other way. Behind the back for Smith. Down the lane for the finish. Jaden Honis doing his best Jason Williams impression there on an elbow-esque pass. And Smith the beneficiary. 22-19 Chargers lead. Peters at the scores table waiting to check in. Smith nearly took it away, jumping the lane on the pass for Ida Paye. Will stay Bridgeport ball underneath. Peters in, Kirk to the bench for a well-deserved breather. Kirk leading DU with 6 points on 3 of 6 from the floor. Inbound goes for Hendrick. Lost it on the gather. Smith's got it and initiates the break for Moorish. Chance down the lane with a dominant left. Blocked on the way up and a fight for the offensive rebound. Cisse and Smith on the tie-up, and the arrow favors the Chargers. Jason Handy, Amadou Traore into the game for Bridgeport. And Coach Clinton will counter with Josh White. Moorish goes to the bench. It's a baseline out of bounds for DU. Jaden Honis will be the trigger man. Gets it into White. They go down low for Isaiah Honis. Back to the basket. Spins into a double. Spins back out the other way. The fadeaway is pure for Isaiah Honis. His first points, the second leading scorer on the Chargers. Trail in transition, went for the lob, but out of the reach of Aliou Cisse. Trail, who averages 4.5 assists per game. Already 2 today, but 3 turnovers to go with it. Chargers up by 5, their largest lead. Jaden Honis open in transition for the tray ball. Big triple there for Jaden Honis. Underneath, and Traore can't handle it. Chargers going to get out and run. Into the corner, Zay Honis, the hot hand from 3. He's fouled on the shot. Slight acting performance by Honis in the corners. He really leaned in for that contact. But Honis is going to go to the line for 3, and the Purple Knights coaching staff is going to take another timeout. Unhappy, to say the least, on the sidelines right now with the slew of mistakes that Bridgeport is making, whether it be trying to be too flashy on one of those extra passes, a swim move gather, or the fact that they've got 11 turnovers in 12 minutes of basketball. As you mentioned, nobody turns it over more, but that mark is still 17.5 a game. They're on pace to blow past that right now. These are 2 teams you mentioned. The full court pressure is going to come, if I had to guess, for 40 minutes from both these teams, every second of them, as it usually does. But 2 teams that lead the conference in turnovers forced per game and are both top 10 in the nation in turnovers forced per game. So you have to think whoever can take better care of the basketball is going to have a huge advantage here. Zay Honis at the line for 3. He's good on the first. Honis, a 71% free thrower. He's short on the second. Final of 3, and Honis goes 2 for 3. It's a 10-point Charger lead, 29-19. Under 8 to go in the half. Daishmia nearly turned it over. Good recovery there by Hendrick. Goes right back to Daishmia. He'll take a deep 3 and hit. Just 25% from long range as Michelle this year. And that's the first 3 for Bridgeport today. Peters can barely get it into White, who's doubled on the baseline. Just throws it out for Peters. He weaves through one defender. Peters down the lane. The scoop. Nifty finish, Elijah Peters. The Bulldog frame looking nimble right there, and it's a 9-point difference once again. 7:05 to go. And the first bucket for Peters. Traore lowers the shoulder, and a block called on Peters. The Chargers coach is in disbelief. Felt like Peters was definitely in position there. It is a foul on the floor, so a baseline out of bounds for Bridgeport. Foul is the second on Peters. It's a big second to pick up. The 5th against the Chargers. Inbound slips to Purple Knights. Is ultimately run down near midcourt. Hendrick, little 2-man game with Traore. Will put it on the deck. And now he's called for the offensive foul. Smith kept giving ground. And Traore wanted more. He extends the arm, thrusting Smith into the hardwood. And that's the second on Amadou Traore. We've got 6 quick ones for Bridgeport to start the day. He was cooking down low. The Chargers made a move to put Edor in a little more size. And the running gun is taken the size of Traore out of it a little bit. Amadou still pleading his case to the officials as he is subbed out here with 2 fouls. Jason Itapaye back in. 31-22 Chargers lead, more UB full court pressure. It's made it really difficult for the Chargers to get the ball in, but once they have, they've cooked. Zay Honis across midcourt goes for Smith up top. They got away with a carry there. He'll put it on the deck, driving on Itapaye. Threw it high off the glass, didn't hit, but another foul drawn by Manny Smith. Putting it on the deck right at the big fella. He draws the first on Itapaye, the 7th against Bridgeport. And look, that's what Manny Smith can do, and we've seen him do it more and more as the season has progressed. The ability to pull out some of these bigger, more traditional big men defenders and show off the handle against them. Smith, undersized height-wise for that center position, 6'6", 215 pounds, and lean at that as he misses both free throws. And pulling it out and getting a step on them, drawing that foul against an opponent's bid. Chargers are going to shoot the rest of the way now because of it. Another 3. They're giving space to Daishmie up top. He missed. And Josh White soaring in for the rebound. Chargers are going to push. Zay Honis kicks it into the corner for Peters. He resets it out to the wing now straight away for White on the SN Chargers. Goes for Jaden Honis. It's poked loose, but Jaden recovers. Still half the shot clock to go. Jaden kicks out White. He pumps, sidestep. Finds Smith underneath. One power dribble. And the jumper not there. Another clean defensive rebound for Bridgeport. They outlet for Itapaye, who stops on a dime nicely and is left all alone. Got some extracurricular activity here. Itapaye and White were tangled up, and kind of a little forearm there put White into the deck. There's no call. We've seen a couple of guys tangled up, a couple twisted pretzels early. Two teams that are physical, quick, athletic, and know what's on the line today. Seven-point difference. Chargers 31, Purple Knights 24. As Moorish works his way across midcourt. Moorish, Edor, Peters, Josh White, and Isaiah Honis for the Chargers. Edor up top looking to pass. Goes to Zay on the left wing. Edor sets him a screen. Zay from long range. Miss short. Edor almost had the offensive rebound. It was bouncing out of play, and UB saved it in order to push. Here's Charleston into the short corner. And Moorish puts his hands in the cookie jar and draws the tie up. It'll stay with Bridgeport as Juelz Dickerson checks in for Isaiah Honis. Inbound goes to Hendrick in the corner in front of the DU bench. Driving baseline on Moorish. Help came from Peters, and the reset goes up top for Ida Paye. Gets it to Palmer. Kick back into the corner. Good feed near side. UB rotates up. They've got a three from the wing. Hendrick bricked it off the glass. Chargers are going to push with numbers. Dickerson down the lane through traffic. Got the foul. Plus the bucket and a chance at three for Juelz Dickerson. Juelz, who was game-changing off the bench on Tuesday, gave DU 7 quick ones off the bench to put them ahead of Bloomfield, and Dominican never looked back after that. The eventual 88-73 win for the Chargers, which was their 11th in conference play. First points for Dickerson there as he hits the free throw as well. Lead back to 10 with under 5 to go here in the first half. Skip feed breaks the pressure to Charleston. He drives. Tried maybe one pass too many again. Too hot off the fingertips of Ida Paye. That's Bridgeport's 14th turnover. Charleston will go to the bench. Dave Franklin in. Haverford College transfer. And Dickerson leaned over the baseline, stepped over the baseline, I should say, on the inbound and turned it right back over. Who does Bridgeport go to offensively? Cisse's been their guy all year. A little out of control with the dribble. The Chargers blitz him and take it away. White on the move, going coast to coast. Blocked from behind. Edor on the offensive rebound. Missed the bunny. Tipping it up in the air. Franklin had it. Brought it to the ground. Dickerson rolling over. Franklin, Edor. Josh White in the picture. And another jump ball. Also, plus hard can lead to a lot of physicality as it did down low there. Guys tumbling in the paint as the arrow this time around points to the Chargers. But how about Gabe Franklin, listed at 5'11", getting in there with the big boys for the rebound. White's going to inbound underneath. Left side of the basket. A short corner for Moorish. Chance puts it on the deck. Working on Franklin. Gets the roll off the rim plus the foul. Chance Moorish with a chance at his own three-point effort. It's kind of become his specialty here late in the year. He's become a much more aggressive scorer. Getting to the rim using that left hand. And what getting to the rim and finishing there has done, it has allowed Moorish to spread the floor. It's given him more confidence for that outside shot, where he's up over 30% on the year now. Chance hits the free throw. It's a 13-point lead for the Chargers. Jacobs across midcourt, being hounded by Moorish. Number one on number one. Moorish pulled the chair, and Jacobs got away with the travel as he fell to the deck. Pass went off. Trail. Pull up three. It rattles home. Second made triple for the Purple Knights. They're 2 of 5. And they've come in much-needed situations to stop DU runs. Chargers just 1 of 5 from 3. It was Jaden Honis who hit it. White calls out the play, goes to Dickerson, now across the court, near side Kirk. They go to Edor, right wing 3 with nobody in his face, can't hit. And Franklin secures the rebound for Bridgeport. Quickly outlets for Trail. Little Hezimu showing off his sham god, then pulls up left elbow and is fouled. First against White, the sixth against the Chargers. As both sides get ready to make substitutions after this first free throw. Trail at the stripe, just a 67% free thrower. Too strong on the first. Honis brothers back in, Jaden and Isaiah. Malachi Delgado in for Bridgeport. The Honis brothers, the leading scorer on this DU team, combining for 31 points per night, both top 12 in the league in scoring. Only had 13 of DU's 88 in the win on Tuesday. It shows you the depth and the growth that a lot of these scorers have taken for DU as the season's gone on. The Honis brothers have come on for 11 of DU's 37 today. Dangerous feed underneath, and they couldn't get it through to Honis. Numbers, Cisse down the rim. Took a lot of contact and hit the layup. Probably should have had a chance at an and one. But Cisse so long, so athletic as that 6'7" wing that you don't see a lot of at this level. Edor gets it to Jaden Honis. Now sets Jaden a screen. Well, quick trigger fall away, bounces off the rim a couple of times, then is brought down by Trail. Over to Jacobs, floater in the lane, he banks it in. Makes it a 5-point game with 2:20 to go in the first, and Joe Clinton will use a timeout. Lead that was 13, shrunk to 5 real quick with the pace which both these offenses like to play. We'll take a quick break, 2:20 to go in the first when we return. In this basketball meets track meet game, you need fresh legs when you can find them. DU's already used 10 players here in the first half. Bridgeport, a baker's dozen worth. The Chargers up by 5, 37-32, 2:10 to go in the period as we welcome you back inside the Hennessy Center. Jacob Kronberg here on the CACC Network. Smith tried to force it backdoor to Kirk. It was poked loose and taken by the Purple Knights. Trail a transition three off the front of the rim. The rebound tip for Moorish. Throws it up ahead, but out of the reach of a sprinting Manny Smith. Smith has got to hurry back defensively now as Delgado puts it on the deck. Backs it out for Jacobs. Now Cisse, the three off the heel, and Smith knocks the rebound to himself. Zay, a baseball pass for Jaden, who finds Kirk in the short corner. The smaller man on him, backs him down, goes up, is hammered from behind. Shot was blocked, no call. Jacobs the other way. He's blocked on the way up. Offensive rebound for Trail. Can't hit the jumper. Now DU out and running. Kirk, does he have enough steam? Yes, he does. He lays it off the window and in. Both these teams absolutely gassed as Smith takes it away. Another turnover for Bridgeport. Moorish down the lane with some English, gets it to go, and the lead back to 9 as we enter the final minute of play in the first half. Jacobs is trapped, steps out of bounds, and a late foul called to bail out Caleb Jacobs. They get Jaden Honis his first, the team's 7, so a 1-and-1 upcoming for Jacobs. Front end of the 1-and-1. Jacobs hits. Jacobs goes 1 of 2 at the line. Free throw woes for both these teams continue this evening. See if the Chargers decide to go for a 2-for-1. Might see about 6 possessions with these teams in 45 seconds. Honis step back 3, no. Kirk hits the deck on the rebound. 5-on-4 for Bridgeport. Spin baseline. Delgado had it taken away by Maynard. He's trapped in the corner. Throws it off. A Purple Knight out of play. That was Glenn Manigault III on the defense. The 14th Purple Knight to play in this first half. After the whistle, Daishmie back in. Jaden Palmer into the game. Manigault, Handy, and Trail. Josh White in for Jaden Honis with 31 seconds on the game clock, 28 on the shot clock. Zay gets it into White in the corner, and Josh goes quickly back to Isaiah Honis. The two will work it up the court together. It's Josh the one to cross in front of the scorer's table, far side of the floor, as TU spreads the floor down. Kirk and Honis both cut through, as White has taken the timer all the way down to 7. We'll go with 6. White, the gather, threw it into no man's land, an unforced error. Bridgeport the other way. Kirk intercepts the pass, and that'll do it. For a fast-paced, kind of sloppy, energy-filled half number 1. After an exhilarating first 20 minutes of action, we're back here on Coach Baxter Court. Half number 2 underway between the DU Chargers and the UB Purple Knights. Caleb Jacobs puts it on the deck going right to left for UB, looking to the post, and Peters pokes it away from Cisse. Outlet for Moorish, all alone streaking down the floor for the easy left-handed layup. Chargers strike first here in the second half, now lead 43-33. Turnovers been a problem for UB. That was their 18th, right at that season average. As the guards try to settle it down. Nick Trail, who's already made a triple, draws the block on Peters. That's going to be the third. The first to 3 fouls on either team is Elijah Peters. DU wins. They're the 1 seed out of the North. An 11-2 conference record coming in 16-7 overall. Jacob Kronberg here on the CACC Network. Thanks so much for spending your Sunday with us. Cisse inverted layup, right hand, left side. Tough hit over the defense of Peters. Cisse now with a team-high 9 points. Averages over 20 a game. It's a rarity when he doesn't get to his mark. The Chargers break the Bridgeport pressure. Moorish, Peters, Jaden Honis, Isaiah Honis, and Manny Smith, the starting 5 out there for DU. Peters goes right into the chest of Cisse, missed the initial layup, got his own follow, and hits the putback. A little stare down to Cisse, the two going back and forth on both sides of the ball right now. Traore has it in the short corner. Backing down, Smith, quick turn left shoulder, righty bunny, no. And Smith with a man's rebound. He's fouled from behind. Jason Handy, the redshirt sophomore from Salisbury, Maryland, whistles his first foul, the team's first as well. Traore is going to go to the bench. Jason Itapaye in. Baseball pass breaks the pressure to Jaden Honis. Streaking down the lane, off the window, he scoops it in. Honis now with 9 points, tied for the team lead with Moorish, and a near takeaway, but a kickball called. Say he got the ankle or foot of either Moorish or Peters there, but another pass in which the Chargers got in the way. Full head of steam for Jacobs. Spike down on the block by Manny Smith. And Morris out and running. Morris, Honis, Jaden down the lane. Lays it in once again. He's the first for either side in double figures. Cisse going right into Smith, who kind of undercut Cisse there, and the foul's going to go on Smith, sending Cisse to the line. Now, it's worth noting after the 2 quick buckets here in the second half for Jaden Honis. Graduate student captain is on 1,000-point watch. Came into today 22 points away from 1,000 in his career. He's got 11 so far. So more than attainable for a guy who's got 8 20-point performances and a 30-piece this year. But you know he's looking for the win before that as Cisse hits the first free throw. Justin Hendrick into the game for Bridgeport, replacing Jason Handy. So we've seen a couple of moves that weren't hockey line changes from Kranti Crunch Sonati early here in the second. Cisse got on both free throws. He's up to 11 points, now 3 of 4 from the line. It's a 49-37 game. Chargers lead 2 minutes into the half. Jaden works it across the timeline. One-arm feed for Morris. Morris spins off his man, lobs it for Smith, brought it down on the catch, and on the second jump was blocked. Deep outlet from Edepaye, taken away by Elijah Peters. 19th Bridgeport turnover. Honis crossing over, down the lane, falling away, hits from down low. Takeover mode, Jaden Honis. He's got the last 6 for the Chargers and 13 overall. Cisse looking to respond down the lane. Circus shot not there. Smith thought about the quarterback pass, then went for the line drive at Honis, but threw it away into the scorer's table. And UB is taking another frustration timeout here. Shot selection's been iffy. Ball security has been poor, but the Knights have hung around at that quick pace, up and down, a lot of possession game. Can keep you in it a little longer than maybe you should be, especially for a team that scores 88 points a game. Bridgeport coming in on the longest winning streak in the CAC of 5 consecutive games that brought them from 4-4 in conference play to 9-4 in second place in the CACC North, behind just the DU Chargers. It's the penultimate home game of the regular season for DU here. The finale comes on March 1st against Felicia. Thank you so much to everyone tuning in for our triple header action today. Jacob Kronberg here on the CACC Network. Hendrick tried to back down his man, kicks out Edepaye. He pumps, drive and kick for Hendrick. 3 from straight away off the heel. The end of the shot clock, rebound tipped out of bounds. Last touched by Smith. It'll stay Bridgeport basketball with a fresh 20 after the shot hit the rim. UB just 2 of 8 from long range, but still shooting 42% overall from the field. Jacobs goes quick to that dominant left, wrap around in the corner for Trail. He swings out, Cisse 3, rattles out, and Honis pulls in the rebound and quickly finds Morris at midcourt. Chance, who's broken down defenders so well this year, nearly slipped, kicks out Honis, top of the key for 3, not there. And Cisse with a tough rebound as Peters came shouldering into him. There's Hendrick the other way, tried to spin away from Morris. He did and drew the foul. First on Morris. The third against DU already this half with 16:32 to go in regulation. Chargers 51, Purple Knights 37. As UB gets it to Jacobs out of the inbound. Second on the team at 11 points per game. Shuffles behind for Hendrick. He'll use the Edepaye screen. Driving to the left block as Peters spinning around, trying to figure out where to go. Knights get it out to Trail. Double team. The escape feed Cisse straight away. 3 off the heel. Edepaye knocks the rebound to Hendrick. His second chance shot is blocked, but a third opportunity for the Knights, who continue to be one of the best rebounding teams in the nation. Trail into traffic. Lost it on the way up. Honis comes away with it, and he's tripped up from behind. Could be any of 3 Knights in the equation. And Honis Still sprawled out, backside to the hardwood, trying to catch his breath. They get Trail for the foul, his second, team second as well. Now Honis with a sideline out of bounds, gets it to Moorish deep in the backcourt. Alone back there with Nick Trail, little one-on-one pressure that Chance easily beats. Chance beats his man with the offhand right, too easy. That first step for Chance Moorish, electric. He's up to 11 points, the second Charger in double figures. And the 8th double-digit performance for Moorish this year. Idapaye underneath, just outsizes Smith and hits over the top of him for the easy layup. 15:20 to go. 53-39, Chargers leading by 14. Moorish up top. Thought about the three, instead goes to Zay in the keyhole, who forces it towards Smith. It's taken away. Bridgeport out and running. Jacobs down the lane, shuffles to the trailer. Good decision and an easy lay-in for Cisse. Bakers does it now for Cisse as DU turns it over. Trail, three from the corner. Missed off front iron, offensive rebound. Cisse stripped on the second effort. Moorish down the lane, tried to fillet it over the front rim. Idapaye erased it. Hendrick out and running, goes around Peters, who had to give ground with the three personal fouls. He hits the layup. It's a 10-point game. Timeout, Chargers. Dominican starting to get a little sloppy with the basketball there. And the rebound margin for Bridgeport continues to grow on top of it. Plus 13 on the glass, doubling up DU on offensive rebounds is Bridgeport. 14-7. Just like that, the difference back down to 10. 53-43 as we step aside for the Chargers timeout here on the CACC Network. Dominican University leads Bridgeport by 10 as we welcome you back inside the Hennessy Center out of the Charger timeout. Jacob Kronberg here on the CACC Network. Chargers with a win today could lock up the number 1 seed in the CACC North. Edor, White, Dickerson, Kirk, and Maynard out of the timeout. The 5 for DU. Keyhole jumper, Kirk Jr. missed wide right. And a foul on the floor during the rebound. A hold called against Bridgeport. And the Purple Knights coach is doing jumping jacks as they leap out of their seat. Gabe Charleston whistled for the foul. His first, the team's third. Charleston, Jacobs, Delgado, Dash, and Idapaye out there for the Purple Knights. Maynard swings it into the block for Kirk. Directs to clear out space, turning offhand left, blocked on the way up, got his own miss. Tangled with Charleston, he escapes to Maynard with the pass over the top of the defense. 6 to go. Bam, down the lane, wrapped into the corner. Dickerson rotates out for Kirk with 2 on the timer. Three-pointer is blocked. Numbers for Bridgeport. Charleston finds Jacobs down the lane for the easy lay-in. It's a single-digit ball game. 53-45 with 13:42 to go. White with a step on his man. Kicks into the corner. Kirk pumps. Drives baseline. Back out for White. The three-point shot has been a non-factor for the Chargers in this game. They've taken one, or they've made one, taken 9 as we get a foul behind the three-point line against Itapaye. His second, the team's fourth. Will be a sideline out of bounds for the Chargers. Dickerson, the inbounder, goes to Kirk. Out of Maynard. Kirk sets into slip screen. Maynard with dash on him. Goes underneath for Edor. Help comes from behind and swats it out of bounds. That was Charleston using that extra long wingspan. Stays Charger basketball as Bridgeport makes another substitution. Michelle Daishmia in. The junior transfer from the University of Vermont. Played in 23 games over 2 years with the Catamounts. White. Quick change of direction. Right hand, left side off the window. It's clean. Lead back to 10. First bucket for White. 13 flat to go. Delgado gets it up for Charleston. Grabbed on the gather, and that's a foul on the floor. They're going to get Josh White, his second, and the team's fourth. Now, Josh White has 2. Elijah Peters has 3. That's the DU foul trouble. 2 apiece for Itapaye, Traore, Jacobs, and Trail on the Bridgeport side. Into the corner. It's Dash, and he's fouled by Edor. First against Edor, the 5th against Dominican. Still 12:46 to go. This one may be destined for free throws between 2 of the 3 worst free throw shooting teams in the league. Dash trying to turn the corner, stops on the right elbow, resets out for Charleston. He'll bob and weave on Kirk as the handoff goes for Daishmia. White knocked it loose. Daishmia blitzed up top, trying to spin away, throws a prayer at the end of the shot clock. Nowhere near it. Tenacious perimeter defense by the DU Chargers, and as always being led by Josh White, who's got 4 steals already. Averaging better than a steal a game for the 4th straight season. Kirk swings to the right wing for Dickerson. Now Edor at the top of the key. He puts it on the deck. And skips across for Kirk. Trying to turn the corner. Kirk down the lane. Goes up strong and is fouled. It's going to go against Charleston. His second and the team's 5th. As Crunch Sonati gets ready to make some substitutions. Jacobs and Traore waiting to re-enter after this first Coy Kirk Jr. free throw. Coy's been to the line 75 times this year, a 73% free throw shooter. So his first of the night, and he's good on the first. Jacobs, Traore, and Handy into the game. Itapaye, Charleston, and Daishmia out. Back into the pair upcoming for Kirk. And it's up and over the front rim. Good to go. Perfect trip for Coy Kirk Jr. And the lead back to a dozen. Jacobs spins off his man, working it into the near corner. White poked it loose, but it's recovered by Delgado. He'll drive. And a foul called before the shuffle of the feet. Look at Josh White again, his third, the team's 6th. Under 12 to go. 12 is the Charger lead, 57-45. Looking for conference win number 12 of the year. Inbounds floated over the defense for Malachi Delgado. He'll use the phantom screen from Jacobs. Now a real one from Traore. White stays with Delgado. He got a little too cute with the basketball. White pokes it out of bounds with 10 on the timer. Not many guys who are going to break down Josh White dribbling the ball. Inbound goes to Jacobs. Across the switch on Coy Kirk Jr. with 6. Jacobs, nowhere to go. Kirk counting him. Jacobs, the fall away, short corner. Rattles out, tip back up, Traore, no. Second effort, he's fouled. As we've seen, not just this year, but in years past, rebounding and elite offensive rebounding at that is such an equalizer in a basketball game. Traore at the line for two. Front rim's the first free throw. UB plus 14 on the total rebound margin tonight. They have 15 offensive rebounds. The Chargers have 8 of their 20 total rebounds as Traore goes 1 of 2. 57-46, Dominican leading, 11:25 to go in regulation. Maynard dribble handoff going left for Kirk. Motions up top, directing Dickerson out of the way. Now goes to Edor just beyond the keyhole. Back to the basket on Traore. Finds White coming around the screen. Kick out, Kirk open, right wing three, missed everything. 3-point shooting woes for the Chargers. And it really come in conference play. Shooting 36% from three on the year. It leads the CACC that has been a down shooting conference this year. Handy down on the block against Kirk. Kicks it out for Cisse. They go to Traore. With Edor on his backside, Traore spins into the triple team, somehow steps through it, and throws it off the window and in. Amadou Traore looking like he did over the first couple of possessions. Up to 9 points now. On just 5 shot attempts. UB with a takeaway. They find Delgado underneath. Quick turn. Cisse can't hit, but a follow for Delgado. Chargers got to get it in. They do. White doubled in the corner. And his over-the-top pass knocked away. 7-point game approaching the midway point of the half, and Coach Clinton will make his second line change of the frame. Only the second set of substitutions in this half. As the starting 5 go back out on the floor. Jaden Honis, Chance Morrish, Manny Smith, Elijah Peters, and Isaiah Honis. Jaden with 13, Morrish with 11, pacing Dominican. Dominican breaks the pressure. Jaden bolting toward the rim, kicks into the corner. Zay for 3. Nylon. Just the second made triple for the Chargers today. Each Honis brother has 1. Handy looking to answer, and he does. Make sure you're strapped in, folks. 2 of the best offenses around. 2 of the best offenses in the country, and I think they're just getting started. Pocket feed, Smith went for the rim rattler, but was fouled on his way to the rack. Going to get Traore his 3rd, the Purple Knights 6th. And Smith goes to the line for 2. So got a foul if you were Bridgeport. He's 0 for 2 at the line today. Just a 49% free thrower on the year. 60 for 122. And he misses his 3rd straight to start the day. The evolution of Manny Smith's game has been exceptional this year. He's become one of the premier players in the conference, but the free throw shooting continues to be the Achilles heel as we get a lane violation on the second free throw. Gives Smith an extra opportunity here at the stripe. The 3rd of 2, missed short. Offensive rebound, Isaiah Honis. And he kicks it out to Morris to reset. Forces Cisse to pull out defensively. Smith drops away from the screen. Up top, Zay. Walks into the triple. Missing wide right, Traore. High points the miss. Gets it away to Jacobs. He'll push the pace. His team down 7 with 9:15 to go. Jacobs trying to go coast to coast. Out of control on the layup. Couldn't hit, and Smith cleans it up. Now Dominican on the move. The trailer is Smith. Went for the body, lost the handle on the way up. Cisse the other direction. Can't finish. Loose rebound underneath, and Bridgeport's got it. Handy in the corner. Kicks out for Itapaye. Drives into the paint. One arm bunny bounces out. Smith tips the rebound into the corner for Honis. He throws over to the defense to Moorish. Down the lane, fillets it over the front rim and in. Moorish has 13, and it's a 9-point difference. On Honis' 5th assist of the game. Cisse on the perimeter. Goes for Delgado. Hop step in the lane. Nowhere to go. Slingshot toward the corner was deflected out of play by the Chargers. Itapaye, Hendricks, and Trail back in. Jacobs will call out the play call. Working right, gets it to Trail. Uses the Itapaye screen and finds Hendricks, who uses the screen going left to right. Pulls up from the elbow, airballed it, but Itapaye there for the offensive rebound and more second chance points. DU turns it over on the inbound and a quick layup for Bridgeport. Difference down to 5 with 8:02 to go, and another Charger turnover. The miscommunication. Detrimental here. And the Chargers are going to take a timeout. The Chargers, who turned it over just 6 times in the entire first half of this game, have turned it over on 3 straight touches. Meanwhile, Bridgeport, who coughed it up 17 times in the first half, have taken much better control of the basketball. Just 5 through 12 minutes here in half number 2. (62-57), Dominican University leads Bridgeport. Chargers trying to lock up that 1 seed today. Just have the ability to watch how the dominoes fall after. Baseline out of bounds underneath their own basket for Bridgeport. Trail, the trigger man. Goes for Itapaye in the corner. Rips through on Smith. 2 feet touch the paint. Smith comes from behind, strips it. Itapaye diving on the loose ball, has got it. And Crunch Sanati with a crucial timeout call to keep possession with the Purple Knights. DU continues to get those fingertips on everything. But can they hold on to it once they do so? Full timeout by the Purple Knights here, so we will take one as well. The Chargers up by 5, under 8 to go when we return here on the CACC Network. Under 8 to go between the top 2 teams in the CACC North. The Chargers, the 1 seed, force a turnover on the inbound. Honis down the lane, the reverse underneath, can't hit. Smith couldn't gather the offensive rebound and inadvertently spikes it out of bounds. DU 11-2 in conference, UB 9-4. Both with, counting today, 3 decisions left in conference play. Cisse rifles one into the corner. Hendricks has it, defended by Smith. Hendrick driving, kicks out far side Cisse. They rotate up top for Jacobs. He'll put it on the deck, now elevate with a hand in his face, can't hit, and Smith picks up the defensive rebound for the Chargers. He's got 6 boards, and this one does Smith. White, Moorish, Smith, and the Honis brothers. So the first change to the 5 in, 5 out in this half is White for Peters. Moorish skips for White. Got Hendricks on him, 6 on the timer. Lost it out of bounds. Another Chargers giveaway. And the Knights a chance with a 2 or a 3 to make it a 1-possession game. Tried to go over the defense. Defensive back, Manny Smith in the building. Takes it right back. Moorish into the corner. Zay Honis, 3-ball. Missed short. Honis could have just grabbed the offensive rebound, went for the tip, and it went right back to Bridgeport. Full head of steam. Caleb Jacobs into traffic. Blocked on the way up, but a late foul call. Jacobs bailed out by the whistle. And the 4th personal foul on the Chargers' best on-ball defender, Josh White. Jacobs good on the first free throw. There was one other CAC men's basketball game in action today, another one postponed due to weather. The Post Eagles hosting the Caldwell Cougars. The 2 teams sitting 3rd and 4th in the North respectively right now. And Post took down Caldwell 88-57 in Waterbury. So Post leapfrogs Caldwell in the standings. Jacobs misses free throw number 2. It's a 4-point game, 6:37 to go. Honis trying to turn the corner. Kicks out Peters. They rotate for Moorish. Will drive right. Got away with a little shove. Shuffles for Isaiah Honis. The inverted layup, no. Offensive rebound, Moorish. He'll drive with the left. Tough off the window. The bucket. +1. Chance Moorish. Getting to the rack like a madman right now. He's got a game-high 15 and a chance at number 16 right here. He's already converted on a 3-point opportunity today. And he gets a couple of friendly bounces, and the home runs favor Moorish here. Lead back to 7 with 6:10 to go, and DU can set up a little bit of that 3-quarter court pressure. Here's Hendricks in the short corner with a defender on his backside. He weaves his way up top. Moorish on him. He'll go right on the Itapaye screen. Kick back for Itapaye. Thought about the 3 for a millisecond and goes to the guards. Trail draws the switch. Resets in the corner. Goes to Itapaye at the elbow. Knocked away by Moorish. Chance. Euro. Left hand, right side. How about the English? Take your game international, Chance Moorish. With that Euro to perfection. Itapaye underneath the reverse layup. No. Got his own miss. Second effort. And Itapaye with the loose change. 67-60. Dominican leading. 5:26 to go. Itapaye with 10 points to go with 6 rebounds and 2 blocks. He's got 10 points and 6 shot attempts. Traore, Delgado ready to check in. Zay Honis. Fall away, left elbow, cash. Zay up to 9 points. 69-60, DU leading. Jacobs looking backdoor, Cisse for the flush. Aliou Cisse up to 15 points. Moorish lost it on the spin. Here's Jacobs all alone for the lay-in. 9 shrinks to 5 in the blink of an eye. Full court pressure has been really good by Bridgeport here in the second half as Hendrick hip checks Peters in the backcourt. 8th team foul against the Purple Knights, just the second against Hendrick. And it'll put Peters at the line for a 1-and-1. Udapaye and Hendrick go to the bench for Bridgeport. Malachi Delgado and Amadou Traore in. Delgado, Traore, Cisse, Trail, and Jacobs. Front end of the 1-and-1. Peters can't hit. Well, if it comes to a free throw battle, it's going to be real interesting. Bridgeport's 9 of 14. DU is 9 of 16. Jacobs, step back at the free throw line. Went down low, threw it off the foot of Traore. It popped straight in the air, and Smith batted it out of play. So an inbound underneath the basket for Bridgeport. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. 16 ticks remain. They go right to the block for Traore. Puts his shoulder into Smith and hits the runner. Traore has been so efficient down low tonight. It's a one-possession game. 69-66. 4 to go. Jaden and Zay playing catch on the perimeter. Smith up to set the screen. Jaden goes away from it. Down the right lane, takes the bump. No call, couldn't hit. Missed the putback. But Peters on the glass with another offensive rebound. And he's fouled. It'll be on the floor. They get Trail for his third, the team's 9th, so it remains a 1-and-1 for Peters. He just missed the front end of a pair earlier. Elijah is under 65% now for the year. Just 13 of 21 at the stripe this season. Peters gets the one that mattered here. And a perfect trip for Peters. Nothing but nylon on both of them. Lead back to 5, 71-66 with 3:45 to go. Jacobs takes the screen. Finds his roller. Count it, plus the foul. Traore with another huge play late in this game. The foul against Moorish, his second, the team's 9th. Traore's got 13 points, 5 boards in just 12 minutes of action. The free throw line here where he is 1 of 2. And he hits a 2-point ball game, 71-69. 3:33 to go. Inbounds knocked out of play. Last touch by Trail. Two teams that force over 20 turnovers a game. A miscommunication and a whole pass interference called really against Trail. He and Honis were tangled up. The Purple Knights irate. The 4th on Trail, and it puts Honis at the line. It was close. There was definitely contact, but Bridgeport, with the emotions running high, might have a case. 2 for Honis here at the stripe. He's good on the first free throw. The 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game for Honis here. Leads the team at 79% on the year. Jaden pure on both. He's up to 15 points. And the lead back to 4. Jacobs finds Cisse cutting to the rim. Blocked by Smith, but a foul as Cisse hit the deck. It's become a game of 10 outstanding athletes on the floor just diving at the rim against their opponents, pretty much. I'm either getting a bucket or a whistle or something in between. The mantra right now is Cisse goes to the line for 2 after Smith picked up his 3rd personal. Cisse, who's taken over 150 free throws this year, only hits them at a 60% rate and misses the first. Cisse goes 0 for 2, and Smith, saving it underneath, throws it off the legs of Traore out of play. A high IQ effort by Manny Smith. Pressure broken. Honis into traffic. Count it. And 1, plus the stare down. Jaden Honis beat his man on the press. Took it right to the chest of the strong Traore. The 4th on Amadou Traore, and a chance at a 3-point play for Jaden Honis. And he converts. The lead has grown back to a touchdown. Chargers 76, Purple Knights 69, 3:15 to go. Been Cisse and Traore. Cisse in the corner for 3. He hits. Clutch time, Aliou Cisse. He's getting closer and closer to that 20-point mark. Peters the floater. He banks it in. Cisse in the corner again. This time on the near side. The rotation out. Trail deep 3 off the heel. And Cisse skies up for the rebound. Lost it in the corner, and he's pushed out of play. Foul's going to go against Jaden Honis, and it'll put Cisse at the line for 2 more free throws. Second on Honis, and both teams well into the double bonus. These are the 7th and 8th free throws of the game for Cisse. And he front rims the first. Free throw 157 of the year for Aliou Cisse. Only 24 players in the nation have taken more. There's an art to getting to the line. You see it in the NBA. I'm sure he'd like to see himself convert a little more frequently, but still a prolific scorer. He goes 1 of 2. Zay's got to get it in. Barely does. To his brother Jaden. We'll square up and try and work up court. Doubled. Tries to thread the needle. Isaiah and Jaden hounded in the backcourt. Can't get it away. Jacobs took it, and he's fouled. That'll be number 3 on Jaden Honis. And send Jacobs to the line. Jacobs 2 of 4 at the stripe this evening. Misses the first. Idapai into the game for Traore. Handy in as well for Delgado. Chargers got a box out here. They've given up a ton of offensive rebounds. He can add to the total. Cisse secures the miss and kicks out for Trail. Jacobs has it on the right wing. He'll use the handy screen. Matched up on Isaiah Honis. Driving baseline. Lost it. Out of bounds. Wanted a foul as he was tight rope on the baseline. Just kind of threw a prayer up. Couldn't get a grasp of it to put it back in the field of play. So it remains a 6-point game. Peters gets it into Jaden, who finds Chance Morris. 78-72 with 2 minutes to go. Morris splits the defense, goes for Isaiah. The fall away, bounces out. Smith picks up the loose change. Offensive rebound and the follow for Manny Smith. He's got 6 points now to go with 10 rebounds. And it's an 8-point lead with under 2 to go when we return inside the Hennessy Center after this. It's been mini runs of 3 to 5 points for both sides coming down the stretch here between DU and UB. Charger up by 8. 1:57 to go as we welcome you back inside the Hennessy Center. Hendrick takes it toward the rim, blocked from behind. Loose underneath, UB saves. Another offensive rebound. Cisse got away with a walk. Outlets for Trail. Snatch back, left wing 3 off the heel. And Elijah Peters with a huge rebound. Finds Morrish, who's fouled in the backcourt. For Dominican, if you make your free throws, you're probably going to come away with this one. Chargers are 14 of 21 from the line. Bridgeport is 11 for 21 from the line. And Bridgeport is going to take a full timeout with 1:35 to go. The final of 3 games we had in the Hennessy Center today kicked off at 11 a.m. Men's volleyball hosted Damon University and fell in 3 sets to the Wildcats. At 3 p.m., the Lady Chargers women's basketball team took on Bridgeport and doubled up the Purple Knights, 72 to 36. As the Chargers won their 12th conference game of this season. They've cemented the 1 seed in the North. And here in the finale, the Chargers men's basketball team trying to do the same. Get your 12th conference win, finish off the season sweep of the Purple Knights, and take control of the 1 seed in the Northern Division come playoff time. Out of the timeout, Coach Crunch Sonati goes with Jason Idapai, Nick Trail, Caleb Jacobs, Justin Hendrick, and Aliou Cisse. Cisse leading them with 18.6 rebounds. As Morrish hits the first free throw. For the Chargers, it's Chance Morrish, Elijah Peters, Jaden Honis, Manny Smith, and Isaiah Honis. Morrish leading them with 19 points. Honis has 18. That's Jaden, Kirk, and Peters with 10 each. And Chance up to 20. A perfect trip to the line. Just the second 20-point performance of the year for Chance Morrish. The other 20 on the dot against Holy Family. The lead is 10. 90 seconds to go. Cisse. Full head of steam down the lane. Too strong on the layup. Trying to run after his own miss, and he does. Just a full loop with a 3-point line to save it. Idapaye has it down low, doubled on the baseline. Outlets up top for Hendrick. Spinning down the lane through traffic, threw it up, hit nothing. Honis has it, but they say it hit the treetop first. So dead ball, probably better than if it was live. As Hendrick was down, Honis had tripped over him. Would have been a foul call. So the offense for defense subs start. Delgado and Handy in. Cisse, Trail, and Jacobs now for Bridgeport. That speed unit. As Peters gets it into the corner for Jaden Honis. Tried to step through the double, lost it. for Delgado underneath. One power dribble. Missed the layup, but an offensive rebound for Cisse, and he's headed to the line. Cisse with a couple of free throws here, a chance to get up to his season average of 20 points a game. He's done so 10 times this year. He's got 2 30 pieces. He had 37 in a win at Stack earlier this year. That's his season high. But he misses another free throw. 4 of 9. Make it 5 of 10 from the line. 82-73 with 62 ticks of the clock to go. And we get a blocking foul while the inbounds pass was coming out against Nick Trail. It's going to be his 5th. He'll be disqualified, and Jaden Honis going to the line for 2 free throws. Bridgeport coaching staff a little ticked off at the call as Jaden goes to the line for a pair. Clean on the first. One more for Honis, and he's got his 9th 20-point game of the year. Chargers up 11, 84-73, a minute to go. Delgado on the outside, breaks down Morris, hop step in the lane, clean up and under with the English for Malachi Delgado. Chargers break the pressure to Chance Morris. He finds Jaden Honis, but not before the foul. So they get Morris to send Chance to the line. And look, there's a big difference there. Morris, albeit has been strong at the line tonight, comes into today as a 50% free throw shooter. 29 percentage points lower than Jaden Honis. And he misses the front end of the pair. Now 4 of 5 from the line tonight is Morris. DU is 18 of 26. Chance goes 1 of 2. He's got 21 points, a new career high for the sophomore guard. 10-point difference, 43 seconds to go. Delgado lost it on the gather. It trickles into the corner. Kick out for Delgado. Left wing 3, no. Honis on the rebound. And he's tackled to the ground. Inadvertently, Handy was going for the ball. The two got caught spinning. And Honis is going to get 2 free throws. These are 2 big ones for Jaden Honis. Not just to help ice this game away, but if you've been with us all night, you remember we came in, Jaden Honis, 22 points away from the 1,000-point mark in his career. He goes to the line right now with 2 free throws, 2 points shy of 1,000 in his career. The bench knows it. They're smirking. You know Jaden knows it as well. So clutch in a few different ways for Honis here. And he misses the first. Jaden hits the second. So sitting on 999 career points and an even blackjack today. His team up 11. Delgado driving. Smith gives him the lane. He hits. Are they going to foul again? Inbound goes to Honis. He's trapped in the backcourt. And he's the beneficiary of maybe a phantom foul call there. Bam Maynard, Jewels Dickerson, Elijah Cherry, Marquise Harris playing hopscotch on the bench, jumping up with joy. Knowing Jaden's got 2 more tries of getting to 4 digits in that point column. The last to do it, Wahad Johnson a few years back. Honis hits it. 22 today, 1,000 career points for the graduate guard. from Bridgewater, New Jersey, Jaden Honis. The bench elated. He gets a hug from his 4 teammates on the floor. And a huge congratulations to Jaden Honis. One more free throw still to come, then 25 seconds of ball as Jaden hits, and he'll get his ovation. Marquise Harris, his longtime teammate, will check in for him. As Jaden Honis heads to the bench for the first time in his career as a 1,000-point scorer. Lead is 11. Bridgeport still pedal to the metal. Jacobs top of the key for 3, front rimmed it. Offensive rebound for Palmer. He drives, lost it. Cisse there to clean it up. And Cisse's now got his 9th 20-point game of the year. He steals the inbound and puts it up. 88-81 as Chance Morrish is fouled on the